everyone, though I'll probably regret it. You know?
We always do.
Alright, I think I'm okay.
Welcome back to Heart of the Games.
Wait, are we running the opening now?
What, are you?
Hi, welcome back to Heart of the Game.
That's dangerous. I don't know if he wants to relinquish that control just
Oh, I
yet.
can't let the
Where's
inmates run the
stream?
prison.
Where's stream? Up there. That's DM Benjamin. Over there. That's Wolf.
Oh,
He's
it
playing
is live!
Randall. He's Randall
Just
the
a-
Agile.
I like how you did that backwards.
Oh yeah, my camera's swapped.
Oh man,
Up
I
there
love it.
somewhere.
All right.
I'm like, I'm looking at
Hi,
your
everybody.
fingers below me, and I'm like, you just totally did
I
that backwards.
forgot my camera's swapped. Someone up there. They're people.
That's hilarious.
Oh, good evening, everybody. So normally at 8 o'clock on Friday nights, it's Paint with Your Pals. But due to some technical errors that we had at the shop yesterday, it's not Paint with Your Pals. It is Dungeons & Dragons Eberron tonight. And so I appreciate you all for dropping in. And if you're very confused, I apologize. But I'm not going to paint any minis tonight. I am going to be dungeon mastering, so I'm really excited here. A couple of quick announcements. First of which, this is episode number 15. Yes, that's right, episode 15, everybody. And I'm really excited. We just kind of wrapped up an arc, so if you were new to the campaign, tonight, this episode specifically is a really good jumping off point, actually, as we're going to be starting like a new, I guess you could almost like say season, even, but it is a new arc with these same characters. Also, just want to give people a little bit of heads up, this coming Wednesday night on the local game store roundup, we are going to have independent publisher and game designer Douglas Carlson join us. He is going to be talking to all of us about his amazing independently published, like he went out and got artists and wrote all this stuff and edited all of it, Lore Wars. It is a D20 paced RPG. The world is probably the most impressive thing about it. It's so fantastic, such high levels of fantasy, and then all the classes and combinations for them are very unique. So it's, you know, it's a role-playing game, but it's not derived from 5th edition, so it's not like another clone of it. It's not like plug and play, but you can also, you know, take elements from it and incorporate it into your own games. And you know, we'll probably talk about that with Doug a little bit on Wednesday if you tune in. That's at 9 p.m. And next Friday night is, as planned right now, it will be the return of Paint with Your Pals, which you just hang out, grab your brush, grab your paints, grab some minis. And November 7th, which is a Saturday, we at Heart of the Game are going to be running a very, very special stream. We are going to be with a different Dungeon Master. So you guys haven't met before. His name is Rory, and he is a local teacher up here in the Buffalo area, and he is going to be DMing us through a homebrew campaign that he has written for 24 hours straight. We are going to be raising money for the Children's Miracle Network, a group of hospitals, through the program Extra Life, which any effort we can do to do a good thing, we really want to be able to. So,
Wait, when was this?
that is November 7th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yes. And
I should probably remember that.
we'll be talking more about it coming up. We're really excited here. And just so you know, I get to be a player!
I thought you said you were a terrible player before.
I am a terrible player, and you'll get to see why for anybody who tunes in within that stream. But tonight, the important thing. First, let me introduce the one, the only, Randall the Agile, the greatest dwarf paladin warrior, knight of the silver flame, deliverer of justice, and kicker of undead butts.
I would like to say you're...
I mean, I do try.
And of course, we have the always fantastic, always light on her feet, awesome Ashley playing Navari.
There was a pause there.
I couldn't think of a good adjective, and I didn't want to keep using the same ones. I actually practiced getting the thesaurus and stuff. So as we left off last week, our players have returned to the tavern where all of this began.
Well, one player went to a different one.
That's right. So Navari went back to the Broken Anvil to speak with
Lady Eladrin.
Lady
Eladrin.
Eladrin
Or
and
Eladrin.
Phelan. And as she got there,
Phelan.
she found somebody returned from her past. A very familiar human face. Except the face isn't quite the way she remembered it. It had some injuries to the right side. And she could see that his right arm has also been replaced, along with his right leg. And we literally ended the session with Navari being reunited with her husband, Casper. And that's where we're going to pick up today.
I'm gonna disappear for a second while I eat some food. I'm gonna be here at my mic. I'm just gonna let you exposition now.
We're just sitting eating food in some far place. Oh, he gone.
Okay, I gotta focus. Alright, so Navari.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been about 4 years. Actually, a little longer. Maybe closer to 5. I was gonna say, wasn't it like...
You haven't seen him since you left.
Yeah.
To fight on behalf of Thrain.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't able to go home until after the war had actually ended 2 years ago. And you'd found your home, what was left of it, pretty ransacked, pretty destroyed, looked to be like evacuated in a hurry, and no sign of your family. Now here is a member of your family in this tavern, standing beside Lady Eladrin, who has hired you to do some jobs in the past.
Well, she's probably gonna stand up. And what does he look like he's doing? Or expression on his face or whatever. Words I'm good at.
No, he just looks so happy.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll probably... Oh, good.
A little nervous. He takes his left arm and he rubs the back of his neck as if like maybe he's agitated something, and he approaches you and he says, Navari, I'm just so happy.
She's probably gonna hug him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
Been like 5 years.
Yeah, so you guys hug, and everybody just, gets quiet and lets you guys just enjoy the fact that you haven't seen each other in so long. And then Lady Eladrin says, can we take a seat, all of us, please?
And,
Casper limps over with a few thuds with his much heavier right leg. And says, Navari, I do have one. I just need you to know, I don't know where Cassandra is.
That's exciting.
You see, I know that. Well, I mean, that girl has so much of you in her. Oh my goodness, I'm not surprised she went off on that fool's errand.
What fool's errand?
Well, when we were... Let me start from the beginning, please.
Probably for the best.
Let's get some drinks. Lady Eladrin has agreed to pay, of course, because apparently she needs you again. But... So he, reaches back and he continues to rub the back of his neck as if there's a sore, like a knot, just something's bugging him.
You okay?
Says, Well, I'll get to that part.
Yeah.
So I remember that day that everybody calls the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember the flash and the mist and the fog approaching the border and stopping just miles from our home,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking this has to be the end of the world. And so I prayed to the flames that you would be safe. And apparently that wish has been granted. However, the world didn't end. At least not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you, like how him and Cassandra, how they struggled for a while because there was just so much chaos, so much confusion being on a border town. And then he gets to, it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months after the day of mourning. He says, and then things got bad. These mechanical men.
Warforged?
Yes, that's... Well, I don't know what side they were fighting for. If they were fighting for any side. But there was one, he stood taller than the rest. And he had this like staff with all these blades at both ends of it. This horrific weapon. He attacked with his group. And we had no army, we had no soldiers to defend us. We were out fighting. We didn't even know who this enemy was. They fought under no banner. They killed so many people. Those of us who were lucky to escape did so. I don't know if they were just trying to take land, but I grabbed Cassandra. I scooped her up and we ran, and we went to a refugee camp. She got older. We found another place to live. On our 16th birthday, well, we went out to celebrate. There was this group of explorers. They were all talking boisterous stories. This extravagant place, this continent with jungles and giants, and elves.
Elves that use poison.
Yes, and you should have seen her eyes listening to the stories, and I thought, oh, wonderful. She'll have things to read. She'll want to learn. This is fantastic. Except she left with them. That night, she snuck out of her room. And I was too late. I asked those at the train. I gave their description, and they said yes, a young tiefling woman did leave with them. She wants to see the world. She wanted even maybe to find you. I'm not sure. And my inability to walk, my arm, what's left of it, these injuries, well, happened when those Warforged attacked. I haven't been able to find her. And then as I traveling, spending, just picking up odd jobs so I could keep going, I get wind that you were seen in Sharn. And this woman, she found me. She said, I know where Navari is, so I had to come back. That's the short version of a lot of tales and places.
Yeah, it's just been looking for you like everywhere. But
Yeah.
it also doesn't shock me, really. She wouldn't try and run off on some adventure. She's always been the adventurous sort, I think is the best word for it.
As I said, too much of her mother.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, as I guess the fates would have it, blessed be the sovereign host, well, I'll let Lady Eladrin explain to you.
I'll
So-
ask my question later.
Okay. So time goes on. You guys get food brought to you, and Casper's like looking at your plate, like, hey, can I try some of that?
Go ahead.
Just as you're used to it at this point. It's like that. It's like make sure if she says she doesn't want fries.
I was gonna say, get fries
get
anyway.
fries. Well, Casper's one of those people.
Casper.
Just hearing a loud brrr coming from somewhere else in the room.
So Lady Eldrin, she says, "Listen," and she pulls out this like these notes, these scratches, these like copies of documents. She says, "Listen, I have good news, and I have extremely bad news, Navari. What would you like to hear first?"
Let's start with the disappointment. Extremely bad news, please.
Okay, so you know that piece that you, the copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you gave that madman, Sir Garrick,
Mhm.
whatever his name is, Apparently, he knows where the final component is.
Oh boy.
And my spy within his group has told me that he is on his way to Zendrick. Their ship left yesterday.
Let me guess, that's the same place where...
I need you guys to go there and stop him from getting that final piece.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't understand is the device that they're trying to build could be catastrophic if it falls into the hands of people like that.
Yeah. Understandable. Do you know exactly where it... Sorry, excuse me. It is there?
No. However, I have a contact in Stormreach. Bit of an eccentric. And he claims that he has found it. He's a friend. Most of his family was born with the mark of making, and for whatever reason, he didn't get it. But he's a trusted person. If you're a little odd, he's kind of a chemist,
Mm-hmm.
mixing potions and things like that.
Interesting.
Yes, his name is Montgomery. Most just call him Monty.
Monty? And you said he was where? Sorry.
He's in Stormreach, the
Stormreach.
port city of Zendrick. I guess you could call it a capital if there really was one, but it's not really like a nation like here, where, with quarters and civilization and such. It's
Mm-hmm.
very much an untamed wilderness. And I would really feel better if I could get you and the whole group to go on this final crusade for it.
We can probably
get
do
that piece. If we can get it back here to me and into the house, we can make sure that it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have to get it here. And I and Casper can go on the journey to Stormreach with you, but we won't be much use in the jungles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps in Stormreach we can find Cassandra and reunite your family. You see, that, in my opinion, would be a great motivator to make this all happen.
Sounds like a fair deal. Randall went to talk to some other people about a mission we just joined. I'm sure finished. I'm sure he'll arrive eventually.
So while this scene's going on at the tavern, Randall.
Yes, God.
Hello?
You have gone back to... you've given the sword
Yep.
to those in your order.
Yep.
And as they have promised you, it will be looked after by top men.
Yeah, which Randall doesn't really like right now. Especially if Crozen has anything to do with those top men looking after it.
But they do have a few. The armory has some things for you.
Yep, I believe we were heading to the forge. I was following Sir Drozen
Mhm.
to the forge. On the way, I'm asking him some questions.
Okay.
So old friend, you mentioned that you and the church had been looking after or kept an eye on Navari and her whereabouts and her comings and goings. What did you mean by that?
Well, you see, she is someone who she has skill.
I can't disagree with that. I've seen her in action.
And you may not know this, but she was there the day of mourning. I mean, she was in the Mournland.
Was she now?
Yes. And we're just not sure if, well, there's any side effects. So we keep her under examination because we don't know if there's, what long-term effects it could have on people.
I
For
mean, that was
being
over 5 years ago. Or
no,
4.
it was 2 years ago. No,
Oh,
4.
was it
It
only
was 4. It was 4 years ago. Sorry, everybody.
4 years ago? And to be fair, I mean, I've traveled with her for months now, and I've seen no signs. And for her to be, what was it, excommunicated from the church for this? I mean, that's what I've been getting from her at least. It's the vibe. She seems to have a very huge propensity against the church. The only thing I could think that would stop somebody from going into a church, especially one of the Silver Flame, which is so welcoming, at least in my past experiences, up until Cardinal Crozen came into power after the last Keeper of the Flame died. He, it was a safe place for people to grow up and to be a part of the church.
See, she was on a mission that is not to be spoken of.
Oh,
And she
I'm
failed.
I'm well aware of the mission you're referring to. That particular chicken, so to speak, has come home to roost. We plan on hopefully hunting his particular booty down when we get the chance.
That is good to hear.
That might be that might be a pro bono one on me because I got a bone to pick with him and a sword to shove up his booty.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, for a little bird has told us, actually quite literally a little bird, has told us about a friend of yours, Lady Eladrin, apparently is planning a little expedition to the same place Sir Garrick is going.
Oh goody.
And for personal reasons that we have against this insane man, we'd very much like it if he did not come back to the mainland, if you
So
know
what
what
you're
I mean.
so what I'm hearing here, Drozen, is that you're saying it's, two birds and one crazed dwarf with a freaking great axe. Got it.
Yes, yes, yes. And I've heard that you left a weapon here for us to tinker with.
Hopefully you didn't do too much to it. It's my
Oh,
father's
no.
great axe from the
We did,
war.
we did not alter. We left very subtle additions to it.
That's greatly appreciated. I also happened to come into contact with, or come into possession of a Kyber Dragon Shard. And I have some designs for that.
Oh, you do now.
Yes, I've got and I pull out a list
Okay.
of designs that I'd like to
Yeah.
have done to it. And I don't know how big the shard was, I don't remember, because I don't think you gave me a specific size, but if a sheath, it was just that little piece. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's still like
that's a huge amount.
it's a good. Yeah, that's a healthy amount.
And I say, yeah, if you could do what is on this sheet of paper here, to get this crafted. I don't know how much time it'll take.
These guys are ready to work. Give us about a day.
All right, I think I can stall my compatriot for a day.
Now,
We've
come with
we've
me,
earned
Randall.
we've earned a day.
And he comes at you. He goes and gets your axe, and he walks out with it. And it's in a black cloth. And he hands it to you. It doesn't feel any heavier or better balanced. And
No,
the
feels exactly like I left it. And I just you see Randall pick this thing up and throw it through some motions and go through some of his maneuvers. From his
the only
days of
thing
knight
that seems to
training.
change is that there is a gem embedded into the center portion of the head where they have to meet the head.
Okay.
And it seems to be, has a nice, very good cut to it, very nice glow to it. You see, Rendell, when you pray to the flame, this thing is gonna light up almost as glorious as the lady herself.
Really?
Yes.
And I silently say a prayer and chant. I'll use up one of my channel divinities just
Okay.
to see. And so yep. Go ahead.
So what ends up happening is your axe head just glistens, like engulfs itself in silver flame, gray and shining and sparking just a little as but it has no heat to it. It's not dangerous to you at all, but it has such a bright light. It is just this beautiful radiant energy.
Oh. Drozen, the lads have outdone themselves. I imagined Sir Garrick's not gonna like this when it connects.
I should certainly hope not. It's a shame that I can't leave my post and see the look on his face as he catches that in his chest.
Give me a scrying stone. You can see it for yourself. I'll have it hover over me shoulder. And about the armor, that my old armor. Were we able to make the modifications I had asked for?
Well, I mean, we did you a little better. And it's like on wheels, and it's on a tree, a stand, and I mean it looks like what you brought. I mean the shape, it's fitted for you. It was very easy. It seems that you haven't changed much in the body department over the years. So we were able to use the plate that you left for the measurements, but
I look after my figure. What can I say?
But this should fit you very comfortably. It's also quite a bit sturdier than that steel you've been wearing. Considerably sturdier. You've earned this, Randall.
I appreciate that, Drozen. And right now, after what I've been through this past couple of weeks, I couldn't agree more. Getting charmed by a vampire was not on the list of things I had planned on for this mission. Yeah, trust me. When they dispelled that particular magic, I felt like vomiting, but I had other things pressing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were you able to do with it?
Well, the dwarves of the Mer Holds, House Kundrak, well, they owed us a little bit of a favor, and so I cashed in on it. They brought us some of the finest bricks of adamantium you'll ever see.
Ooh.
So we did this for you with it.
You see Randall eyeing it like only a dwarf could eye.
Yes.
A piece of fine metal, and just running his hands over it, feeling the smoothness and stuff, and finally looking at all the angles and how it deflects. It'll deflect blows coming forward and stuff. Were you able to do the other things that I had asked for on there?
Oh, don't you worry. It will protect you very well.
Oh, I meant the minor illusion. I really want Sir Garrick to poop his pants when he sees that an embodiment of the silver flame comes at him.
Oh, that one! Oh, yes! Any enemy of the church will just have to throw themselves to the ground and pray for mercy to the Dark Six who would stand opposing us.
Oh, good to hear. Can't wait to put this on. In fact, do you mind? I'd like to get back into my holy garments if I can. Not wearing them has made me feel naked for a while.
Oh, not at all. The squires here will assist as needed, getting you strapped in and bolted together.
Sounds good, thanks, friend. Well, I appreciate what you said, and I do hope that you take care. Well, that item you had us recover, that sentient sword, what's the deal with that? What embodiment of evil created that abomination?
That is what you would say is above my pay grade.
Well, all I hope for now then is that you and yours take better care to protect it this time around and make sure that it doesn't fall into those hands again. Because I tell you now, Drozen, if I have to go after something like that again, it probably won't be coming back. It'll be lost to the void in the astral plane, and that's for certain.
Yes, unfortunately.
Losing something like that seems like a better choice than to allow it into the prime material where it can be reacquired, so to
I'd
speak.
like to see it destroyed myself, but the Cardinal has some other need for it.
Which cardinal are we speaking of that needs it?
Cardinal Crozen. He wants it studied and examined. Thinks he can
Sure.
redeem it somehow.
Make sure you keep an eye on him. His machinations go deeper than anybody knows. And while I trust you, old friend, I don't know that I trust you with the information I've learned of him.
I respect that. But anyway, let's you and me go have a drink for old time's sake.
Agreed. It's been a bit, and I may or may not have acquired some fine dwarven whiskey on the way.
Ha! Now that is a thing that I like to hear. So Navari, you're just like where we had paused, talking to Lady Eldrin and everybody when Randall and another knight walk into the tavern and join you guys, taking seats with you, but obviously puzzled because they don't recognize the mostly handsome man sitting at the table as well.
Mostly handsome. That's offensive.
He's injured.
I'm just joking.
Beauty's in the beholder's eye.
I was gonna say Navari still thinks he's handsome.
He doesn't have the best clerical support,
Navari still thinks he's handsome, if that's worth anything.
Not everybody in the Silver Flame believes that, healing should just be handed out. You should have to be able to afford it.
So it's no Oprah, you get healing, you get some healing, you get some healing?
Yeah, no. You get a healing word, and you get a healing word.
You get a healing word.
Don't forget that cure wounds.
No, but healing magic can only do so much when it's administered long after an event has happened.
Understandable. Shoot.
We derailed her.
I mean, like, the questions I have can wait. It's mainly just for Casper.
That's okay.
No, I was gonna ask, what exactly happened to him for, like...
Oh!
That, and then... Okay, I'll wait and ask the second one. You can see that one first.
He says, well, see, when those Warforged attacked, I tried to get away, but, not the fastest. And some of those things were light, quick. Wagons were running, and I tripped. I had my right leg and arm ran over by a horse cart.
Oh? I'm sorry.
It was very painful. But thankfully, House Kenneth, those who, obviously you're familiar with Lady Eldrin, well, a few of them were able to at least get me. He opens and closes the hand. So it's not like he doesn't have like all the he doesn't have full finger use.
Yeah, it's not like all
But,
of
like,
it, but it's like
yeah.
thumb. So sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry if it comes up a lot. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Uh,
Learn to live with it. Cassandra wasn't ever afraid of it. I mean, she was scared to death for me, but you know,
mhm.
maybe she thought she'd get rich listening to those daft treasure hunters. Thought she could get us a better life. I don't know what her motivation was.
I'm
Let her
sure.
just. She left a note that said, "Father, I love you. And when you see Mom, tell her I love her too." Short to the point. Just like that girl. Ugh.
True, true. Always true. He's a stubborn one. But good-hearted. I'm sure she had a reason. Second thing I wanted to do, is he still, like, rubbing his neck, too?
Yeah.
Can I look at it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it.
So it just seems to be like part of maybe the injury that's just like a lasting kind of thing. There doesn't seem to be anything like visibly wrong with it.
Okay. Oh, also, Randall, this is Casper.
Oh, did we appear?
I thought you guys walked in. Did they walk in?
No, Drozen said that we were gonna find a tavern, and
Yeah, I thought Ben said you guys walked in.
did you say that, Ben? I didn't catch that.
It's okay.
I might have missed that part. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. So yeah, so you guys had walked into the rusty, the rusty dragon. I think that's no. I'm sorry, the broken anvil. This is
Yeah,
the
broken anvil.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna take us to the back to the fiery antelope.
No, he's got to go somewhere where people don't know him.
Gotcha.
Got to relax.
Navari, and you said
Casper? Casper?
You must be the famous Randall.
Well, I don't know
Lady
about
Eladrin
famous.
told me a little. Said you were one of the traveling companions of my dear wife, Navari.
Hey,
And he reaches out with his mechanized, replaced hand.
yep, and I clasp it. It doesn't bother me. It's more like you just see Randall kind of going, well, I'm sorry that we couldn't get to you sooner, friend. Maybe stop all this from happening.
Well, we weren't exactly on the front where this happened.
Well, neither was I.
But anyway, let's please sit down. Let's speak of happier things and better times.
And some
this
dwarven whiskey
trip-
to smooth
Yes! A drink! That sounds wonderful.
it over. I call the barmaid over for glasses, like shot glasses,
Mhm.
so that I can pour out of this bottle. Or
Okay.
rocker glasses, I guess, if they have them.
Okay, yeah.
Who's your friend here?
This is Sir Drozen. Sir Drozen Larendrazi. Good old friend from back in the days when I actually worked for the church. On a, regular basis.
Oh, I mean, if you could call what Randall used to do work.
I mean, when you enjoy what you do, can anybody call it work?
Oh, yes. That is quite true, I suppose. But yes, I am still very involved and very much employed full time. So I don't get to see the world like Randall does. Go on exciting adventures and come back with wonderful stories and exciting treasures.
I mean, Drozen, all you have to do is go catatonic for like 20 years and they'll let you go. Apparently, that's all it took for me.
Yes, well, I mean, the first 10, we actually thought you might show back up.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really remember most of those years. They're kind of a fog. I vividly remember my mother coming in and out of my space, talking to me, but it was like stop motion. It was weird. It didn't feel real. It felt very surreal. But eventually, I felt a guiding hand. I believed it to be the mistress of the flame, guiding me back and giving me, whispering something in my ear.
She's known to do that, Rendell. She brought all of us together at this table tonight.
She did that, and you see Randall just start pouring as the glasses hit the table, pouring out his dwarven whiskey that he got, that really nice stuff,
Yeah.
into everybody's glass, and says, "To old and new acquaintances, and to rekindling old flames and friendships."
Here, here!
Yep. And you just see a cheers and and Randall just goes ham on his drink.
Novar's just gotten silent.
Casper takes his in stride and does like, whoa!
That'll put hair on your chest, lad, let me tell you.
I think it'll do more than that. Woo! That is quite the drink, Master Dwarf.
Yeah,
Oh.
it puts lead in the old pencil some days.
I can feel my fingertips again as he holds up his right arm.
Oh, yeah,
Maneuvering.
It's like at this moment, Randall for the first time notices he's human, is like, oh, that's probably
Yeah.
pretty strong for him.
Novar's just shaking her head in agreement.
Yeah, no, I don't picture Casper as being like the most like hardy man.
I never did.
Kind of like I kind of think of him as like the housewife man. You know, like he's cooking dinner. He's you know works from home. He's like I can do all this. It's yeah.
Randall
So
immediately
that hit him pretty hard.
immediately regrets that decision, because he knows Sir Drozen can handle it, because he
Oh,
drank
yeah.
with Sir Drozen all the
Oh
time.
yeah, no, Sir Drozen's
So-
a soldier. He
And I'm pretty sure Navari doesn't drink whiskey, though. She might try this.
A
'Cause
hit or a
it's
miss.
It's fine.
She's not
dwarven
gonna.
whiskey.
If she tries it, she's not gonna chug it all in one gulp.
No, I didn't expect you to. I didn't pour you. I pulled you like a shot.
She'll probably just
Not-
take a sip of it and be like, it's not really that big.
Yeah, basically for Randall, Casper, and Drozen, he did a 3 fingers shot in those rocker glasses.
yeah.
So it's equivalent to 3 shots in one
Yep.
of those glasses. Randall just downs it. I'm sure Drozen's probably sipping his a little bit more, and then I assume it sounds like Casper downed his.
Oh yeah, he did.
Okay.
Not realizing what he was getting into.
And then for Navari, he poured a single finger shot into the glass. So it's literally just like a shot in the glass.
Or
you to
probably
sip
took
and
a
try.
sip and then pushed it over toward Randall.
Not your thing. And it sounds
Casper
like
like
you're-
reaches out. He's like, I ain't letting this go to waste.
yeah, and he pulls out. Oh god.
Uh,
You see Randall go to his bag that's sitting next to him and pull out a small cask, another like that 3-liter cask that's about 2 liters full now.
oh no.
And he goes, maybe no more of the dwarven stuff for you, but I've got some fine elven wine in here.
Oh, is it a rosé?
I believe it's a white gold. Or at least that's what the person, you know, who sold it to me said it was. I'm not
No,
a
it
fine
is,
wine
it is,
drinker.
it
I
is.
prefer my harder stuff.
It is. Also, no one sold you that. We found that.
No, I've bought wine.
Oh, you bought
at some of the
wine
pla-
too?
I've bought wine because I have a
He
wine
has a
drinking.
bag of holding, and
Well, we took
Well,
a
what we
we,
use it for.
we took
No,
a
I do
cask
have-
of wine
I have-
from the other place too.
Yeah, I have a keg. I have a bigger keg. I think it was a 4-liter keg that Ben said that I have of wine that we found in the forgotten place.
Yeah.
And then I bought wine at one of the establishments that was finer, along with my dwarven whiskey.
That's too much alcohol.
Well, Randall, as you may or may not have noticed, you don't see him often without a drink.
That's very true.
And if it comes down, which is why when you suggested that he use it to burn, I was like, blasphemy, lass. I never burn. I'd rather die than burn it.
Oh.
Yeah, Randall's basically in a perpetual state of basically always tipsy.
Always buzzed.
Like he doesn't operate without a little alcohol in his system, 'cause otherwise life gets
Understandable.
too tired. But yeah, so he pulls out the fine elven cask of what he was told was white gold and pours a little bit for Navari after, Casper empties her glass. And then a very small amount into Casper's glass because he's had now the equivalent of probably like 10
Or-
shots of hard liquor.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
He like dwarven whiskey, like because dwarves are resistant to poison,
It's
tends
gotta
to
hit
be like
harder. Yep.
it's like twice as strong as
Yep.
anything else that
Oh,
a
yeah.
human might make.
Navari's keeping her glass, like holding on to it.
No, that's why he gets out the wine for you. The little one
No,
that he had poured
after
for
you
you.
pour it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to keep it from Casper.
Oh, you keep
she
his
knows
glass
what's
too?
gonna happen.
No, it's mine.
No, she doesn't want him taking hers.
Yeah. He gave him his glass and filled it just a little bit, and then
Just a
gave you
little
like a
bit.
full one.
So you see him.
I'm
pick
sure
it up, and
she's
he's like,
used to it by now too, and it's just like, that's mine.
Ye olde Trader Joe's rosé.
You don't like this one, Navari? I have 6 others open trench coat.
well,
Just see Randall open up his armor
Randall.
plate. It's got a latch. It's like, so I've got dwarven wines and whiskeys, and then I've got some elven stuff over here.
Then we got the common stuff.
Well, that's down the trouser leg. You don't want that stuff.
Sorry, continue, Ben.
so Casper, takes a step, and he's like, Randall, this is a very bashful opening. I very much enjoyed it.
You change personalities quick.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Are you kidding? But anyway,
Randall put the hand on his shoulder and does cure poison. It's just like, I don't want the missus getting mad at me for later.
so as you guys are sitting there, enjoying a nice evening, talking, just sharing stories, very lighthearted stuff.
Mhm.
Another person enters and walks over to you guys, and you just feel his hand touch your back, Randall, and you're like, oh my god. And he's like, oh, Randall and Navari, what are the two of you doing here? Oh, I'm so excited to see you. Did Lady Eladrin tell you? What's going on? Oh my goodness, did she tell you the best news? The best thing about all of this? The whole best thing?
Navari gets up and walks away.
Guess what, Randall? He takes Navari's chair and scooches it right up to you.
I
Randall,
hate you so. You just
Randall.
you can feel the eye beams in the back of your head, Navari, as you walk away from Randall.
Navari
Like the hot white stare.
Navari walks to the bar.
Randall, I get to go
Yeah.
too. I get to go too.
Oh, you're going with us on the airship.
Yeah, no, not an airship. You see, we have a new type. We have a fantastic Lady Eladrin. You didn't tell them about the ship we're taking.
Is she
Across
here
the
with
water?
us?
Yeah.
Oh shit. And I looked at Lady Eladrin and I'm like, no, Lady Eladrin, you clearly told me about this airship you wanted us to take.
She's like, no. See, we have a ship that can travel under the water.
Lady Eladrin, you clearly told us about an airship you wanted
No,
us
see,
to take.
the Forge Masters at House Cannith have invented this thing, this experimental ship, and we are going to be the first ones to get to try it. And well, Phelan is here because, he's somebody who's done errands and things for me in the past, so he's going to help arrange us transportation when we arrive in Stormreach, when we have to head out into the wilderness. This way here, his contacts, things like that, he's going to be a helper on this journey, and as he explained to me, there's definitely a little in it for him as well, which I don't mind because he is somebody who I trust very much. Phelan's just like, yes, Randall, we're going to get to travel together, and we're going to get to go to Stormreach. Randall, have you ever been to Stormreach? Oh, it's such a wonderful city. You will see things that you've never seen. You'll see architecture from one place built on the top of this place, and it's just such a fantastic, exotic...
Hold on a sec. Just 1 second, Phelan, hold on. Drozen, how much was the pay for that last job? We never did discuss that. You could whisper that in my ear if you would. That'd be great.
Randall, it was 500 platinum. No, I'm sorry. 50 platinum for the two of you. That's 500 gold pieces.
That seems a little light for that last job.
Well, you see, I'd rather not say out loud, but the coffers are not as deep
As they once were.
as they once were.
All right. Well,
Navari walks back from the bar.
Oh, Navari, how are you?
Randall's gonna take.
Just telling Randall the good news. I get to travel with you, and we're gonna have all sorts of exciting adventures when we get to Stormreach. We get to travel through the jungle, and we're gonna see such exotic things. And well, you know, it's I cannot wait.
Randall gets up from the stair and goes to the bar, and he's immediately gonna order 5 or 50 golds worth of whiskey.
I'm following
wine.
Randall.
Half and half.
Hey, Randall.
Yeah, what's up?
First off, here's the 20 gold I owe you from before.
All right, here, consider this a down payment, and I just hand it to the bartender.
Second off, where's the money for the last job?
I'm gonna be getting that soon. You're getting 900 or 90 platinum.
90 platinum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Randall's gonna spend half of his money that he got, basically, or in this case now, 30 extra gold, and get 50 gold worth of booze to store in the bag of holding, so he can put up with being around Phelan for the next, potentially 2 weeks or longer.
Oh no.
She'll walk back to the table now.
So when you get back to the table, Casper, his right arm is in Phelan's hand, and Phelan's like moving it and like playing with it. He's like, man, this is neat. How do I get one of these? And and Casper's just like.
Randall walks over and be like, hold out your arm, Phelan. I'll show you how you get one.
I was gonna say, if you put your arm on the table, I'm sure Randall can show you.
Oh, you mean like this?
And Randall holds out his axe and he starts channeling divinity.
No! I just, oh my goodness, no, please, I don't need that. I don't need it that badly. Oh my goodness, Mr. Casper, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend, if that's okay. But anyway, I'm just sort of curious because I've never seen such a replacement. That is such an ingenious idea. Oh dear. Anyway, woo. So we leave in 3 days, and I am so excited. Can't wait for us to travel to Zendrick and see Stormreach. And I hear that you are going to be. We're looking for a treasure.
Whispered to Randall, did you buy a bunch of alcohol for this trip?
Valuable treasure. A treasure so big I might be able to retire. Have a nice mansion, and you see, part of the reason I want to go is, I don't know if Lady Eladrin told you, but let's see, there's a legend in Zendrick that there is a city of gold.
The one that your math is for?
Are you hoping to somehow laden the ship with gold?
See, if we can
or a
find
curse.
it, we'll never have to do this kind of dangerous stuff again.
Somehow I seriously doubt that.
No, listen, we just need to find
I just heard the Belgian game.
gold.
City of El Dorado.
Now, something on the map spoke about giants, like ghosts, like guardians and traps, but I'm not too worried. I mean, that stuff can't be true. Just legends and things that the bards tell of, so that way the stories are more exciting.
Hey, Phelan, you know that... Go ahead, Navari. Please, you scare him first, and I'll do it second.
How many adventures have you been on?
Only a couple.
Did you ever, like... Never mind. Randall, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the legends the bards tell of, legends have to start from somewhere.
Oh yes, of course.
Bits of truth.
Somebody saw the city of gold, but it was just them, so they deliriously...
Oh, I'm talking about the creatures.
Oh, the creatures. Oh, well, listen, I've heard about the monstrosities in the last war and all the other, crazy things people unleashed upon each other. I mean, what
We
better way
forgot-
to inspire a story than some huge monstrosity or
we fought a
giant-
monstrosity on
Yeah.
our way back from the schema job that we did,
I was
right?
gonna say we forgot to tell him about the monstrosities we fought. That weird thing with all like the arms.
The
and-
amalgamation with the arrow tail? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have told him about that at some
Oh,
point.
okay.
In one
What
of the
about the other
unfortunate
one?
roomings I've
Sure,
had.
I mean, of course you want to impress me. I understand.
What about the
Oh,
other
you saw the-
one? What about the
you saw
other
the
one with the
fireball,
one that
right?
like?
Oh, yes, but I mean, I've, magic.
And the vampire that summoned wolves to kill us, right?
Did you tell him about that one creature with the
Oh, so
spine
somebody
things
sent
that
dogs
poisoned me?
upon us.
Did you tell him
Listen, you
that
two
disease
are
thing?
amazing. With the two of you, we can get past anything. Not to mention, I've been doing a little practicing, and I got myself a new toy.
Balin, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your city of gold is about third, maybe sixth, on my list of important things. And I
Yes,
hate to
but-
tell you this, but
but-
6 is the bottom.
But no. You have to understand. See, we will do all the other stuff, of course. But then we get to find the gold. And then we all get to retire rich as kings with nothing to worry about. You get to retire with your family and not have to worry about dangerous adventures or anything like that anymore. I get to just, finally live in peace in the country in a very humble 16-room home with a full wine cellar and the stables and
Very
a
humble.
granary. And Randall, well, you can visit me. You could come and share in the wine that I will produce on my vineyard. Oh,
Randall, he looks over at Randall, and Randall's at the bar getting his flask refilled because it clearly emptied on him at some point, and he didn't notice.
But I mean, just imagine.
I'll try my darndest. I don't know if my imagination's that big though.
Casper, with that much money, I mean, you could have an arm made of gold.
Why you?
You see Randall come back over. He's got his flask filled up, and you see him tucking it behind his beard, and then you see him pulling out like a quart
Mhm.
jug, and normally that would be full of beer, and like you get down and you can smell the whiskey, and you just see Randall over there going, mm-hmm.
Navari just looks upset that he's trying to convince Casper now
To go with. Or
about
that
the
that's a
city
good
of
idea to
gold
have
and
him with him.
whatnot.
I mean, he's just
See-
trying to convince Casper that it's a good idea for him to come with.
We all get to go together. We're gonna find a nice place to set up like a camp, and then we're gonna venture forth into the jungle. We're gonna stop whatever his name is and get the schema, and then we find the golden city.
I'm going to bed. Navari.
So
Randall,
Phelan, what do you say, Phelan? Do you want to get a room together like old times, or should we just wait for be on the
You
ship and
just
see if
call
we
him
can get
Phelan?
bunked together? Perhaps we could
So
sleep under
Phelan,
the
you're
stars.
getting a room to yourself then. You and Phelan are getting a room together, eh? How many of those have you had, lad?
I don't remember.
Navari is telling Casper night.
Is he not coming with you
Casper
to bed?
is
I
like,
don't know. He might stay. I don't know if he is or not.
I too must. As he's like rocks just a little bit. Excuse
No.
myself.
Yep. I did dump 5 points into him to heal him, cure him of poison. So
Yeah, but
hopefully
he's
that
still-
took some of the effect.
Yeah,
Um,
he's not gonna drop, but
Do I have to help him?
no.
Okay.
Lady, you see Randall as Navari leaves and Casper makes his leave. He goes and looks at Lady Eldrin and says, "My lady, appreciated the offer. Give us at least a day. I know my partner needs some time to rekindle the old flame with her husband, and I'd like some time to recover from the last mission.
We can
And
give you 2 days.
that's more than enough. I really only needed a day. We could set out on the day after after next. Drozen, friend. As you can see, I have a problem. And he pats him on the shoulder and says, "But I look forward to telling you tales of Sir Garrick Krieg's demise after this next mission." And he takes his leave and he just walks out of the freaking tavern and just starts wandering the streets.
So you guys leave Lady Eladrin, Drozen, and Phelan.
Yep.
Yep, basically.
Absolutely.
Navari can only take so much Phelan.
I feel like nobody can really handle a lot of Phelan.
True.
And Randall seems to get the stock or the lion's share of having to put up with him.
You're doing great.
Yeah, which is why you saw Randall leave. It's like, I'm gonna have to put up with him for potentially the next 2 weeks.
It could be longer than that.
Great. Yep.
Imagine if you get shipwrecked.
Oh no.
One of the things that Randall's gonna look into getting to is a proper bag of holding. He's not sure how much that would cost, but he would like to get a proper bag of holding.
Yeah, I have a few things. I want should I wait till next day or tell you now?
You guys could just type them out in the chat if you want, actually.
I would have to. Here, let me just. It's two things, really.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell the 3 gemstones worth 35 gold pieces.
Okay.
And I want to buy antitoxins, as I heard elves with poison. When Phelan was describing the map, or on the map, or whatever.
Which the healer's kit will have that.
The healer's kit will have that.
Yeah,
I don't
it does
need
have
to?
antitoxins and stuff.
Okay,
Yep.
so I don't need it.
I believe so.
Okay. I'll
Let me
ask
look.
Casper, do you need money?
No, he has enough.
Okay. So yeah, I want to sell the 3 gemstones worth 35 gold pieces each.
So Randall, as you're out wandering the streets, you hear a soft voice coming up from behind you and like light footsteps. And it's you turn back.
Navari?
No, it's Lady Eladrin.
No, but that's what he assumes because
Yeah.
he's like, and then he like he's had a few drinks, so he's kind of like, Navar. Oh wait, no, I wouldn't have heard her coming. Yes, lady.
Randall, may we walk together?
Absolutely, these are sometimes unsavory streets after a good night.
It's true, you may need protection.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. As he's walking around in his fancy black adamantine armor that's got silver inlay and shit. And he says, he's like, "Are you having trouble seeing? Like, is Lady Eladrin a human?"
Yes.
So he whispers the prayer to his god or his goddess, and the armor starts to glow a faint aura of white light. And he's like, "There you go. Now you can see."
Well, thank you. I mean, the streetlights do a fairly, the lamps do a fairly good job. But anyway, Randall, the reason I wanted to speak to you alone is quite simple. I need you to understand the importance of this schema. If it falls into their hands, I'm afraid it would give them the ability to create things similar to the Warforged.
Well, let me ask you something, lady, while we're walking here.
Possibly more terrifying. I don't exactly know what it does.
How many schemas would you need? Would you need all of them in order to craft the item?
You need all 4 parts, yes.
Well, they only have, who knows? But we know they don't have one of them because we gave them a fake. So that part, as long as we have one, whatever they're trying to craft will be almost impossible for them to create. That said,
And this sort of she winces.
what?
This is the thing I didn't want to tell all of you, but my home was ransacked 2 days ago.
By the goddess. Really? What is it with you people and not being able to keep track of the things that are important? I had to track down a holy relic and now I'm tracking... Do you realize in the last month I've tracked down 2 separate holy relics that the church has lost? And now you're telling me that the thing we recovered for you is gone.
Stolen.
That would suffice as gone. And I can tell you right now, Lady Eldrin, your fears of my cooperation in this task, my drive, the only drive I needed is the fact that Sir Garrick Krieg is going to be there. And that has been made more than clear by Drozen that he will be there. So, one, you can count on me to at least make sure that that scoundrel doesn't see the light of day of the next day. As far as my drive to be there, as long as Navari has reason, I have reason. She's proven a valuable companion and traveled with me many places that she had no desire or reason to be. So that's the only drive I need. I guarantee you that her safety is paramount.
I'm glad to hear that. But once we recover these items, what happens after? Any time that you want to help. But I will say this: I know Phelan is odd.
He's a bit much, but you get him drunk enough and he goes right to sleep. It's like rocking a baby to sleep, only with alcohol.
Yes, well, he's actually quite the tracker.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, surprisingly enough, which is why I wanted him to come with. And he's a pretty good shot. He's quite the marksman. He has quite a few awards for his expertise with a crossbow.
He's never made any of those apparent in any of the chase scenes we've had up until this point.
Was he driving?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yes, he did mention some things that happened, but he believed that you had it under control. He felt that driving that damned wagon he has, he's braver than I am. I wouldn't get that close to any elemental. Could you imagine if the thing got loose? I mean, who's it going to turn on first? Probably the guy
Hopefully
that's been
Phelan.
ordering it. Well, it certainly would, I would imagine. I wouldn't want to see that happen to anybody. I mean,
I mean, it's a big
stories of when
stone,
these
right?
creatures get loose. Well,
It's
yeah.
a big, and you see, so Randall now has these two giant handles off his back. He's like a big stone, right? And he's like, he goes to reach for the left, which is normally his axe, and he's like, oh wait, and he pulls off the big hammer. He's like, well, this will smash it to bits if it got out of hand.
It's true. Yeah. yes. I suppose it could. But I'm
In
glad
my
that
experience-
you are coming with us.
In my experience, Lady Eldrin, nothing is worth worrying over until it needs to be worried over. You worry over things that don't need worrying about. Or it's better for your health, really. I mean, if I worried over every little thing that I can't control or that is beyond my ability at the moment, I'd probably be dead already. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons that I somehow survived the encounter, all those years ago that took my friends from me. So, trust that I have every intention of protecting my party members and that I never, and I make sure to make eye contact with Lady Eldrin when I say this, I never fail a mission. If I failed a mission, it means that I'm dead. And at that point, hopefully you can get a more competent set of adventurers to accomplish the task that we could not.
But can you fail if you're actually dead?
That's how you fail. So, I appreciate the, we'll call it a pep talk. But I'm not the person you need worrying about. I just came out here to get some fresh air and think about the things coming, and as the rain apparently starts, you just see Randall going, well, it has been a bit since I've had a bath, and produces a like a cloak from the bag, the haversack, and holds it over Lady Eldrin and says, here, get yourself some cover and get yourself home. Don't worry, I'll be ready day after next to take care of what needs taken care of.
So she tells you guys, where to meet, like what docks and stuff like that. So you guys have about 36 hours So if there's any preparations you want to make, if there's anything like that you want to do, and of course, as always in the city of Sharn, it has once again started to rain.
Yep.
That darn rain.
Randall's used to it by now. He
Most
doesn't
people
often
are.
wear his. He often doesn't wear his helmet, but when it rains, he actually puts the helmet on and just has the visor up, so it
Yeah.
at least deflects off his head.
Yeah.
I have a hood.
And he is going to that night check on the item, and I'm also going to stop by where the forge is.
Yeah.
To gather the payment.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going
like,
to gather the payment that morning, go out, get the item, and give Navari her share of the money.
Okay.
And then so I can acquire the bag of holding essentially, and then I'll stop back in that evening to pick up the item that I requested to be made.
Okay.
That's all Randall's doing on this downtime day.
Okay. What about you, Ashley? What's Navari up to today?
Sell those gems.
Okay.
Whenever get money from Randall. Did we learn
Which
if we
you-
needed antitoxin? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're gonna get the money from Randall, and because of the cost of the bag, it's instead of 90 platinum, you're gonna get would it be 75 platinum?
75 platinum.
Yeah. I'm basically giving you the king's ransom share, or the king's share of it, because of what you helped with, and
Mhm.
just getting enough that I need for the items I'm trying to procure and the alcohol that I'm going to need for this journey.
Okay. Did we learn if we needed antitoxin?
As far as the healer's kit goes, when I'm looking at, it says that it's a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints. The kit has 10 uses. It doesn't say anything about antitoxins. I think we would need the medicine, I think it is.
Antitoxin's a separate item. It gives you
Okay.
advantage on saving throws against poison for an hour.
Can I buy some of them?
Yeah.
How much are they?
50 gold piece?
As we look it up real quick.
Yep, 50 gold pieces.
I will take how much platinum per?
750 gold worth. 75 is how much you're getting from that job.
How much platinum would?
Antitoxin,
for
if it's 50 gold, that's
So
the
two?
equivalent of 5 platinum each.
5 platinum each? Wait, 5
Mhm.
platinum each?
Mhm. You could also probably talk to Lady Eladrin and see if she would get that stuff for you. Since her pockets seem deeper than that of the church, she might give you that as part of preparation stuff that we need for the job.
Sure, can I ask Lady Eldrin?
Yeah, no, she's willing to put up for supplies. Like, any supplies you guys need, like that mundane supplies, she will
Yeah.
put up the money for those.
So, like, antitoxin. I don't have any magical items I want to buy because I don't know any.
Healing potion, maybe?
I bought healing potions last. I bought
Yeah, you got 3 of them, but you didn't have that much money.
Are you saying I should buy more?
I'm saying that we have a propensity to get the crap beaten out of us, and we might need more.
Okay, can I buy more health potions?
I mean, I still have my one. I have one healing potion that I keep with me just in case, like, you go down,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have my lay on hands to heal you up.
Okay. How many health potions? How much does health potions cost again?
Those are 50 gold apiece each, as well.
Okay, so... Can I buy... Four more? And that's 20 platinum? No, wait. Yeah, 20... Is it 20 platinum for 4 health potions? Math is hard.
Yes, it is.
I'll buy 4 more health potions.
Okay.
20... I can't think of anything to buy at the top of my head, so I guess she's just gonna hang out with Casper.
Okay.
The haversack is 5 pounds, but the bag of holding, that is 20 pounds. Or 15, I think.
Yep, 15.
Does Casper need anything, or is he good?
He is happy to enjoy a day of strolling, possibly, like, and just catching up with you, listening to your stories. Most of his are pretty bland. He talks about, like, odd jobs that he picked up as he traveled around trying to find you, find Cassandra. It was very difficult because he was so split trying to search for you guys. But then when he stumbled upon Lady Eldrin, who had also been looking for him, and her agents, and how much easier it was, because once one of them kind of like recognized him, they sent letters through House Orion and took care of all that. So at the end of your day, Randall.
Oh, I had a quick question too.
Yeah. Yes, Ashley.
So the person that was that attacked where we're from, me and Casper, the description remind me of General Krieg? Whatever his name is? Or is it a different description?
No, it's very different.
Should I assume it's the Lord of Blades, Warforged, leader of Warforged in my notes?
I don't know, you never met the Lord of Blades.
Okay.
Heard stories from those insane Warforged you fought way back at the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say getting attacked by Warforged seems to be a common thing for the family.
It's not that common. I remember you guys had the high ground and just whooped the bejesus out of the one guy.
I'm still gonna tell him. Seems to be common. Oh, okay, sorry, go ahead for Randall.
But then Randall, so the makers, they knew that the item that you've given them to make was not for you, because they know you. They know your style.
Yep, I'm a big weapons.
Yeah, they wrapped it in a nice cloth and tied it so it's concealed, as if to because they know that it's probably a gift.
And did they come up with a fine craft sheath for it or scabbard?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm going through my inventory and pulling off the things that I don't need in my given inventory.
Okay.
And putting it into the bag of holding so it alleviates the weight. And I look to the lads and I go, I pull the cloth from it a little bit just to look.
Yeah.
And then take the item from the scabbard. What does it look like?
Should I take off my headset or something?
No, it's okay.
No, you could deafen yourself if you didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll just give you a thumbs up when we're back.
I have no deafen button, hold up.
It's on your, you have to go to your Discord.
I'm just gonna take my headset off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a thumbs up when we're back.
Okay, so the dagger has a really neat curve to it. It has like an indentation and then a nice long drip. The kyber shard they put in it is at where the handle meets the base of the blade.
Like the hilt?
And, yeah. Well, it's not at the hilt. Actually,
it's just above the hilt, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just above the hilt. Yep. And so you can see this green inlay going along the whole length of the blade, and then it almost has like this serpent pattern, also engraved into it as well, and it has almost like a barb, like an extra just little hook to it, just
right,
give
so
it a little bit more.
What's it called?
Edge.
It's a specific type of knife that was named after a famous serial killer. That it's a spined blade that when you dig it in, when it drags out, it actually tears more when it comes out than when it went in.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Randall takes it, looks at it, and sheathes it and puts it back, wraps it back up. Let's see if she looks. Yep. And it says, "Thank you, lads. You've outdone yourself. I appreciate your expediency on the process. And it's capable of all the things that I was looking for in there, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. and I head out that evening and meet up with Navari at the what was it called?
The Broken Anvil.
The
Broken
Broken
Anvil.
Anvil. Yeah. I know it's in my notes. I just keep forgetting because it's turning quickly into our tavern of choice, where our adventuring corporation is now forming.
Yep.
We're starting
We've
a
got,
corporation? Whoa.
I mean, it's starting like we've got Phelan for exports and imports.
An importer exporter.
Yep, and we've got you and me as the co-owners of the organization slash dishers out of horrible deeds when needed.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got you're back with Casper, so you have a secretary, bookkeeping, you know.
Bookkeeper slash secretary slash person who keeps the inn running when we're away.
Yep, the greeter.
The greener.
He screens all the people who want to take us on for a job before
Yeah,
they
there
come
you
to
go.
us.
Yeah.
And plus, he scares away all the lightweights before they get to us.
Or he just introduces them to Phelan.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Randall, how's it going?
It's going all right. You see Randall kind of acting a little bit fishy, or fishier than normal. He's walking in, and you see him holding something wrapped in a cloth.
What you got, Randall?
And Phelan's like, oh, what do you got there, Randall? Is it something nice, something shiny? Is it something really cool? I bet I'd like to see it. Let me see. He's like, oh,
You know,
Navari.
Phelan. I
Don't
know,
worry.
give me
Phelan.
a present.
You know, Phelan.
Navari, come with-
You were so quiet for a while. I didn't even know you were there.
I know, I was just focusing on something else. I just kind of sometimes get lost in my own thoughts.
Randall walks by and
But then I saw
throws
Randall.
he throws a silver piece on the table, and tells him to get, or tells Phelan, well, why don't you go get yourself a drink? I need to talk with this one real quick.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Come,
And-
Casper. Let us get drinks and sing songs.
Right.
I
I don't know how you feel about that. I understand, but this is listen, lass. We've been through a lot in the last month. I mean, to be honest, I was aimless when you met me on the road. I didn't really have a direction. I took odd jobs around town and around the country.
I
trying
think
to
that
help
makes
people.
two of us.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I didn't, up until more recently, I didn't really have a path to the goal that I had in mind. And you've helped me with many a job, many a task that you had no, what's the word? You had no horse in that race, so to speak. So as a thank you, I took that Kyber shard that we had found in the almost a month ago now, and I had the lads back at the forge in the church craft you up something special for, shall we say, sticking it to the enemy. And I slide the item across the table.
You know, you
And-
didn't have to get me anything. You know, I just enjoy helping people.
I understand that, but I also know that having the equipment makes it sometimes easier to help those around you. When you can keep yourself safe or put down enemies faster, it sometimes makes the difference.
I'll
Now,
pull it out and look.
yep, you see like a serpent-like blade, a dagger in a sheath with a green stem running from it. You see the Kyber shard just slightly above the hilt. And it almost has like an acid etching of a serpent in the blade, and then it has like a hook at the end of the tip that comes back in on itself.
Oh, it's
and,
a dagger.
It's a dagger. And Randall says, now, the lads assure me that it does everything he had requested, which means that when thrown, you can will this blade back to yourself, so you'll never lose it. You can also coat the blade. And I never got the information from you, Ben, but you can coat the blade with poison to help fell foes. And there is an antidote or an antitoxin in the hilt for that specific poison. So if you were to infect somebody, you could then lord over them with the poison of the, or the antidote to that poison, should you need information. My feeling is that this blade suits you well, and it'll also help you in your endeavors.
I don't
and
suppose.
potential-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead,
No,
lass.
no. This was out of character. A question for Ben. You can keep talking, and then I'll
It's-
ask it.
Yeah, it's just that I feel like we found your husband, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But your poor daughter's still lost out there. And
Well, I
she-
don't know if she's technically lost. She ran off to join some adventure.
well, that's news. Well, all the same. Maybe she ran off, or maybe she was coerced into running off. But the fact of the matter is she's lost in this world. And she hasn't gotten the proper guidance from you yet to know what she is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully this helps you.
I very much appreciate the gift. My question, Ben, is there a place like a kind of like what would be a dartboard in here? Oh, you're muted.
Ben, you're muted.
The answer is yes. There's definitely a dartboard.
Oof, I really want to try throwing it at it.
What kind of... Oh, did you say what the... Oh, okay. Nice. He
Yeah, I
showed you what
see
the blade looks-
I see the picture. Part of me really wants to try throwing it. Can I
By all
get
means.
can I go to where I won't hit anyone and throw it?
Sure.
Do that.
Roll to hit.
I was kind of curious, what did the poison affect you? Or did you decide that, or is that on the item? Or is she just gonna find out when she uses it?
I rolled an is my attack bonus the same as a normal dagger?
It actually adds one more.
Oh, it's a +1 item. Awesome.
So 19.
Oh! Do you watch as Navari just like steps back and casually tosses it precisely to the center of the dartboard?
Should have a fine balance by the looks of it. You made that look easy, lass.
Yeah.
I certainly couldn't hit it from here. I couldn't hit it from 5 feet away.
You can try. Can I try?
No.
You said I can wield it back or whatever?
Yeah, so like just like you flick your wrist and it just
Yeah.
flies back to your hand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to try?
I'm positive I don't want to horribly maim a patron of this particular establishment, yes.
We'll just have him stand back.
Lass, you've seen me try to be stealthy. What in your right mind makes you think I could possibly throw this dagger with accuracy?
You can just try. Maybe you'll get lucky.
I get the feeling you're
I'll
not gonna let
teach
this
you.
go until you're not gonna let this go
I'll
until I
teach
try,
you.
are you?
I'll
Yeah,
teach you.
great.
I teach Brandel how to throw the dagger.
Everybody in the tavern! Watch out!
Just
And you'll
like, I'm sure you can't do worse than, I don't know.
Famous last words, lass. At least I'm proficient with the... Wait,
Are Phelan and Casper watching? Are they
Yep, I'm
getting
proficient.
drinks?
Oh yeah, they've got large mugs of brown beer, and they seem to have like a chicken that they're sharing and they're bonding and just kind of.
I hope I
enjoying.
landed in the chicken
Me too.
on accident. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, I actually rolled really well. 18.
Oh!
I get a
So
+3 with a -1.
nice. So not quite as accurate, not dead center.
No, I'm a little off of her center. Go figure, Randall. Randall
But
doesn't
a
take that
very
shot.
good throw at that. Very good
Yeah.
throw.
See, I told you you could do it.
You're right, lass. I should trust your judgment more often. Apparently, I haven't had as much alcohol today, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that could do worse than you. I mean, we can try and get them to do it.
I really don't think that's a bright idea.
Can I bring the dagger back?
Yeah. Yep.
I really like this dagger.
You're welcome. I figured it'd suit you well. Nothing like striking from the shadows at point blank and possibly dosing a person with poison.
True. Do I have to dip in poison, or does it already do that?
We will talk about that between the game, okay?
Okay.
I was gonna say if it's to the specs that Randall had it made, it definitely self coats,
Yes, it
but it
does.
only does it so much per day or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
I like
So-
it.
All right.
Mhm.
So you guys have another night of relaxation and enjoying spending time with Phelan, Casper, Lady
Just
Eldrin.
Casper, not Phelan.
So Randall gets stuck with Phelan again.
The hell you think I get stuck with him?
Well, you're not sharing a room this time. You guys all have your own. You
Yeah.
have a separate room.
Damn Skippy, we do.
And the next day, Lady Eldrin takes you guys to the docks.
Okay.
And Casper and Lady Eldrin were going to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody's
okay.
going to Stormreach. Yep.
So we're going to Stormreach, and then from there it's going to be us three: Phelan, Randall, and Navari.
Yeah. Because Casper and Lady Eldrin are gonna look for Tundra.
Okay. You keep cutting out every so often, like your mic's not picking you up when you talk.
I will move my mic closer to my face.
Okay.
See if that helps.
I mean, it can't hurt.
What I wanted.
I can yell. Part of me really wanted to. People-
Luna alone. Everyone in the tavern, duck!
I like
Get
to.
clear!
I like to think Luna was actually there and yelled that.
I mean, she might have been. Randall had no confidence in his throw. I totally expected to tank that throw.
I had full confidence in your throw, Randall.
Which
Part
is
of-
funny because I was just gonna say I think when you thrown weapons can be done with strength, so I could have chosen to do strength versus dexterity, but then it's just a consideration of accuracy by volume.
I was really tempted to throw it at the chicken, but I didn't want to accidentally hit Casper.
So all of you guys have your equipment together, and you arrive at the docks. Things seem to be pretty well. It's the rain has stopped today, but you end up so Lady Eldrin says, "Come with me," and she takes you to this warehouse on the docks.
We get the
And
antidotes.
She takes you guys through like different areas of crates. There's all people like sorts of people like working stuff like that. And you end up in this very large building. Yeah, and you are taken to so the dock. Inside of it, there's like a pool, sunken down, and inside of that pool is a very strange looking vessel. It looks superficially like an airship that has fallen into the water, complete with an elemental binding ring. However, the binding ring of this contains violently spinning water instead of the airy or fiery, tourists normally seen on airships. The ship is very thin and long, and every compartment of it seems to be sealed inside of the hull. You see gnome crew members are moving crates and stuff like that. There's probably half a dozen, and you see this dark-haired gnome approach. He's got a little bit of a beard going, and he says, "This, my friends, is the Sea Dart, and I am her captain, Byam of the ocean depths. Welcome aboard." He grabs your hands, and Phelan's like, "Oh, Byam, how are ya? My name is Phelan. It's good to meet you." And he's like, "Oh, this one's a talker, isn't he? Well, anyway, if you have any questions, we should be able to depart in an hour. I have cabins secured for most all of you to have your own quarters."
I'll share with Casper.
I kind of assumed that.
Awesome.
The lady, I am giving her my quarters, and I will sleep with the crew for the journey, but Randall, you and Phelan are going to have to share a bunk.
Is there a common space?
I suppose, but
Do you see me? Do I look like I need a bed to sleep in, lad?
yeah, I didn't say bed.
Cot, whatever, hammock.
It's a hammock.
I've been on enough ships. I understand. Nothing about that says I need to sleep on that, though. I've slept on a rock. I am a dwarf after all. I use rocks for pillows.
So the stories are true. You are really that gruff. Well, I am impressed, that is to say the least. But anyway, I hope you're all very excited to take this journey. Lady Eladrin has promised, well, great adventure, I hear. And her payment was clear, so we are ready to go. It is actually very interesting that House Kenneth, I'm very honored that they would let me be the one to pilot this vessel. And captain it.
Has it been tested before?
What do you mean by tested?
Any leaks?
Driven out
Oh, we've
back in?
we've taken it for a few spins. You see, this is not common knowledge that this thing even exists. So you are the first who are not of the house, not the lady who have seen it. So we do ask that you button the lips when, knocking back drinks in the ports, if you hear what I'm saying. And Phelan's just like, oh, okay, yes, I could do that. I could keep a secret like no other. I'll tell nobody nothing about what I seen, and this thing doesn't fly, so I don't have to worry so much, because I am not so much afraid of being in the water, because I can swim fairly well, but I can tell you what I can't do. I cannot fly.
I whispered to Randall, if you want to sleep on the ground in my room, you can if you want to.
All right, it's all right, lass. I plan on sleeping in the main hold of the ship,
Okay.
just leaning up against the side. It's fine.
Just
I have no desire to bunk up this evening, or any evening for that matter, for as long as this journey goes.
I feel like I'm not
and
gonna enjoy this
I feel like you
seafaring ride. Please, if you want to share some alcohol.
Oh, by all means. I got 50 gold worth of alcohol before we left. I'm pretty sure I've got plenty of booze.
And so time goes on. You guys board the ship. You're given your rooms. Phelan starts driving you up the wall, as always, because it's just what he does. You guys deal with it. The crew deals with it. Some of them think he's really funny. They enjoy talking to your stories. And I mean, you guys get the opportunity to go up to the observation deck, and you just see it's very dark as you trip. But as you get closer to Zendrick, the captain almost like he just says, "Please, all of you should come up here to where you can look out the windows this day, for it will be very impressive, I promise."
I feel like Navari's not enjoying it.
Like she gets seasick,
Maybe not seasick, but
just not
Well,
being locked up like this.
yeah,
Everybody gets failing.
kind of. Maybe claustrophobic in a way.
Oh,
And
this
so-
is nothing, lass. You should be. I mean, I guess not everybody grew up in a mountainside at some point in their lives.
Yeah, true, very true. So you guys get to, you look out, and beyond the clear dome of the observation deck, you guys see this breathtaking vista. There's phosphoric colors. There's thousands of glowing fish swimming about, and then you get to these great columns of stone. They're painted in luminescent yellows and greens, and they punch up from the darkness and extend all the way towards the surface, slowly and narrowing as they reach upward. Some of the columns are only tens of feet across, but you see that there's farther away, hazing the distance, could be much, much bigger, and they could be supporting like a small islet of rocks and stuff above. And the captain, says to you, "The teeth, is seen from a different perspective. Beautiful. Wouldn't you all agree? You see, these are Sargon's teeth. Takes a very skilled navigator to get through this area, above or below the water." And as you guys are looking out, I want you all to roll perception checks for me.
That'd be an 8.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Let's rely on the NPCs.
Randall'd rather not see.
Same.
It's like he's not opposed to the claustrophobic nature of this vessel, but he's also not keen on being, 300 leagues under the sea, so to speak.
Same with Navari. Like, I don't
Oh god,
know,
damn
underwater.
it. I hear ship tearing apart. Or somebody's tearing sacks open. I don't really understand. Phelan, get out of that! You sound like a rat.
I think I hear the swords
I do hear swords.
on one side.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm still getting used to Sirenscape a little bit, so I apologize for that, guys. But the Sea Dart, the vessel you're on, rocks violently as something large and powerful has crashed into it. Or perhaps the captain hit one of the stone columns that rise like rocky trees through the dark water all around you. From
What in the hell
somewhere,
was that, Captain?
you can hear the sound of dripping water as the crew members begin to curse and shout. And passing by is a large, dark shadow, probably half of the length of the Sea Dart itself.
Oh, I knew this was
It's
a bad idea.
enormous. It comes closer, and you can see a streamlined body with a triangular fin atop its back, and a toothy maw set well under its long snout, and a tail shaped like a crescent moon.
It's the Meg!
And that's where we're going to stop today.
How are we gonna fight
Phelan, I
that?
can tell you they don't have these creatures in the sky.
I'd rather be in the sky.
And on that note, guys, I just want to say thank you all for watching. If you want to know where our sound effects and music comes from, that is a product called Sirenscape, which if you do the paid version of the master set, you can use it remotely and allow your players to immerse themselves deeper into your games by giving them access to your soundboard. If you just want to use a free version of it, there's a limited selection. You can also buy individual soundboards and purchase them. I have gone for the subscription, so I have access to everything as it comes out, as it's available. There's campaign specific things, there's all sorts of great soundtracks, sound effects, really cool product. But
It is worth also noting that you have to do the subscription if you want to share the music like we are doing
Yes,
right now.
yes, yep, you do have to do the subscription to be able to do that as well. But if you want my opinion, it is absolutely worth every single penny I spend on that. I cannot stress enough how great it is to have that. Now, that being said, if you want to tune in, we will be playing again next Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. here live at Heart of the Game on Twitch. Next Wednesday at 9 is, of course, the local game store roundup, where we will be interviewing Douglas of Lore Wars, the tabletop role-playing game that he literally just published this year. Came out over the summer. We are the third or fourth store to carry it in a building. We are so excited. I mean, this guy is absolutely tremendous. I hope as many of you as possible tune in to learn more about his game that he worked on. It's truly a passion project of his, and I absolutely just love it. I mean, the guy delivered the books to us himself. He drove them to our store.
Do you have going live notifications on your Discord yet, Ben, or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
I would just like to say also Luna's great quote of "Who needs vitamin C when you have vitamin me?" Phelan.
Oh, that was hilarious.
But yeah, Luna, thank you for joining us tonight. I really, really, really appreciate it. And oh, you followed too. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that as well. But anyway, I just hope you guys all have a great night. Have a very good weekend. Usually Friday nights we just kind of unwind, but next Thursday, we're right back into it with this campaign with as much action as ever.
How are we gonna fight a shark thing?
You know what?
Torpedoes in the vessel.
We're gonna find out,
We
everybody.
know.
So, as I always like to end these, please, everybody out there, be patient with one another, be kind to people, wear a mask when you're out in public, when you're close to people. I work retail. I interact with a lot of people, And I feel that odds are very good in the city that I'm in with the density of people. I've probably come across somebody who may be carrying it unknowingly. I have not caught anything, and I believe that the mask is a good part of why. So I mean, it's just such a simple little thing you can do, and if it keeps somebody healthy, and then that's a battle that's won. Anyway, really appreciate you all tuning in. If you want to check us out on YouTube as well, that's always an option. And thank you all. Have a good night.